Once again, I'm here Sunday morning, 5:45 a.m., ready to do morning yoga. I hope you guys are ready as well. Today is going to be another 30-minute yoga flow with Charlie Follows. It's actually day 9 of this 30-day yoga challenge. And today's yoga flow is 30-minute splits yoga flow. Lucky for me, I'm pretty flexible and I can do the splits, but Charlie always does a good job of throwing in some things that are challenging that maybe I haven't done before, so I don't expect this practice to be any different. I hope you guys are ready for a good practice this Sunday morning. I know that I am. I see there's lots of people coming in. Hopefully you're gonna stick around and do yoga with me. I hope that you will take a moment to send a note in the chat just to introduce yourself and say hello. My name is Pamela, for those of you that don't know me, that haven't been here before. I am I guess I'll call myself a yoga enthusiast. I've been doing yoga for about 4 years now, and I have found it to be wonderful for me. It helps me in terms of being able to practice mindfulness, which, just helps me to get rid of things that don't serve me. It allows me to free my mind of worry and other things that are distracting. Just to be able to be in the here and now and appreciate the moment that I'm in, each and every moment. It helps me to set intentions and to live intentionally. So that works really well for me. Just in terms of what it does for your body, it helps with strength, flexibility, mobility, stability, and as you get older, those things, or I guess those things are just important, period. But they become much more important the older that you get. Because the older you get into this more sedentary routine, your body gets stiffer. You put yourself at risk of injury and falls and things like that, and not being able to recover. But yoga is kind of like the fountain of youth, and it helps you with injury prevention. It actually helps you with pain relief, things like that. So it's really worked for me. Many years ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I had debilitating pain in my neck and in my back, so much that it was actually difficult to walk, and I had to go to pain doctors and get treatment for the pain, and to go to physical therapy to help avoid it, and then to go back and get shots. But since I've done yoga, I found that yoga is kind of like going to physical therapy. A lot of the things that the physical therapist was having me do in physical therapy, I do those things in my daily yoga practice. And so since I've been doing yoga, I've been free of that pain. And trust me when I tell you, it probably took me 6 to 8 months to be able to figure out how to relieve the pain that I had in my back. And find a pain doctor and things like that. So, anytime that you can avoid medicines or avoid having to go to the doctor, it's really good. So, yoga for all, regardless of your age. In fact, if you got little kids, I would encourage you to get them started on yoga and encourage them to have this be kind of like a lifelong practice, because it can just help you in everything that you do in life. It's low impact. It's not high in calorie burning, but it's just so good for you. So I incorporate it into, as a component of my overall wellness plan that I have. I do other things, like I've already been, before I came here to do yoga, I got on the treadmill, I ran this morning, and I'll go play pickleball, and I'll probably get on a bike and ride. And so it just is a really good morning start, and so I encourage everybody to do it. Additionally, about me, I am a former fat girl. I'm 5'5". About 10 years ago, I topped the scales at 280 pounds and woke up one day and I was like, oh Lord, what have I done to myself? And so I made a decision to lose weight, and ultimately I lost 140 pounds about 10 years ago. And then I started to gain it back because I just went back to living the way that I was living before. I lost all the weight, and if I hadn't been intentional about making changes to the way that I think, the way that I act, the way that I react to things, then I'd be 280 pounds again. So last year I started this kind of like a hard challenge, but it was writing intentions every single day about how I was going to live my life. And as a result of doing that, I lost about 30 pounds last year. And so I'm trying to lose the remaining and get to a point where I can maintain and sustain the weight and the body that God meant me to have. So I'm on a journey. I live my life out loud. If you follow me, you'll see that I share my exercise. I do a daily report on how my wellness challenge is going, how I've met whether I've met my intentions or not. So I'm big on accountability and measurement and things like that. So I hold myself accountable. It's not perfection. It's just going for progress. So I allow myself to fail from day to day, but each day I just get up and I try. And that's the principle that I like to apply to everything that I do, especially in yoga. Yoga, depending upon what it is that your body will allow you to do, you may or may not be able to do something, and that's okay if you can't do it today. You just want to try, right? Because you may find that as you keep trying over time, one of those attempts that you make is actually going to result in you achieving something that maybe you couldn't achieve before. So like I went through that, yes, I think it was in yesterday's practice. There is a pose called Skandasana, and you do it on the right and you do it on the left. And on the left, I can always do it and get into like put prayer hands up, and it's kind of it's a balancing pose. But on the right side, I can never do it without just holding myself up. But yesterday, I actually did it. And this is after months and months and months of not being able to do it. I was just so happy. So I like the sense of accomplishment that I get as I continue to build upon my practice each and every day. And so, whenever we accomplish something, we should pat ourselves on the back, and it actually motivates us to continue to go forward. And so I just get a lot of satisfaction in the achievements that I make on the mat. And then that flows over into the other things that I do in my life as well. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling a bit. Thank you guys for being here. It looks like I have folks on the live, both on my YouTube stream and on my TikTok screen. So let's go ahead and get started with the yoga. For those of you that haven't been here before, I normally start my yoga practices with some warm up before I actually get into the practice with the yogi. So I do a handstand, a back bend, and a headstand. The reason that I do these is one, I like to do them. I'm embracing my inner child. These are things that I used to like to do when I was a kid. And so when I first decided that I was going to lose weight and really start with a fitness routine, I decided I'm going to go and do the things that I really enjoyed in my youth. And so it actually took me a while to be able to get to where I could get up into a handstand, or where I could do a headstand, or where I could do a back bend or feel confident about it. But now that I can do them, I just incorporate them into my practice every day. They're very, very good for, the inversions are really good for balance, stability, core strength. Also really good for blood flow and circulation. I don't know if you guys have ever been sitting around for a long time and then you find that in your feet and in your ankles that you swell. You know, if you do inversions, it actually helps with the circulation all the way around and helps prevent that type of swelling that you might get from circulation issues. I also have some arthritis in my back, and so I want to be intentional about keeping my spine flexible, and so that's why I do back bends every single day, just to keep my spine flexible. So yeah, so let me go ahead and get started with that. While I do that, hopefully you all will get your mat and you will get ready for this practice. If you guys are not going to do the practice with me and you're just going to watch, then hopefully you'll get some motivation to do it on your own. I personally love yoga and love the fact that you don't actually have to go to the gym. You don't actually have to go into a physical building and pay for a class. As long as you have an internet connection and access to YouTube, you can go onto YouTube and there are tons of yogis that are certified in yoga instructions, and they have class after class. They have whole playlists of class. There are a few yogis that I follow that I've really enjoyed. And so Charlie Follows is who we're following today. But if you want to go to her channel on your own, you can. There's another guy, Travis Elliott, who's really, really good. If you're a beginner, there's a lady named Adrienne. It's Yoga with Adrienne. She's awesome for beginners. There's another person, I think it's Yoga with Cassandra, that I like too. So I started with Adrienne, I went to Cassandra, then I went to Travis Elliott, but I found Charlie Follows. So Charlie and Travis are about the same. But you know, if you're going from intermediate up to advanced, I would say Adrienne, Cassandra, Charlie, Travis. Travis is when you say you got like 10 minutes and you want to get a really, really, really efficient, tough, challenging yoga workout, I'd go for Travis. But anyway, you can find lots of people on YouTube for yoga, and you know, everybody has different issues. So if you have back pain or knee pain, or you know, you have problems with your wrists and you can't put any pressure on it, you can kind of just Google, you know, yoga for back pain, yoga for knee pain, yoga for tight hips, yoga for whatever. And there's something there for everybody. And it really does work. You know, I play pickleball a lot. And when I first started playing, my knees would hurt. And then when I'm going to the yoga practice, I'm like, do yoga for sore knees. And there's all kinds of yoga practices that focus on building strength in the knees. And so now I don't have those knee problems anymore when I play pickleball. Okay, so I've rambled on enough. Hopefully you guys are going to be with me and do this practice with me. But let me go ahead and get started. As soon as I do my warm-up, I'll come back. I will turn on this video. We will listen, and I will do, and you guys can follow me. Okay? Thank you. All right, so here we go. 30-minute splits yoga flow. It's day 9 of the 30-day yoga challenge. Following Charlie follows.
Welcome to class. Let's get into it. Find a tabletop position. And then extend your right leg, keep your toes on the mat. And start by rocking forwards to stretch your wrists. And then rock back to stretch the back of that right leg. Keep it going like this. You can start slow and then begin to pick up the pace. Then we'll start to add on to this sequence. As you shift back, lift your left knee into your chest. And then lower it down as you rock forwards. So keep it going like this, starting to incorporate some abdominal work. We've got about 3 more of these to go. Last one. And then come back to the tabletop. Let's switch sides. So left leg is extended, toes on the mat. Shift forwards and then back. So take your time to get into a flow with this sequence. And then when you're ready, add on that little lift of the knee. Push the floor away and then rock forwards. So keep your breath steady as you move through this. About 3 more to go. And that's 3. Come back to tabletop. Moving into downward dog in stages now. So start by tucking your toes, lift your knees, and then sit your hips back on your heels. So you're in this crouching position. You're just going to hold this here for about 3 more breaths. So really press through your hands. You can relax your hips, sitting back on your heels. Okay, then relax your chin to your chest. Start to lift your hips. Keep the knees bent. So you're lifting about halfway. Keep your heels raised. Hold this for about 3 breaths. Keep pressing through the hands. Good, now all the way, send your heels down, fully extend the legs. This time we're holding 5 breaths, so really pressing through the hands, through your feet to create a really stable foundation. Good, now looking in between your hands, step your right foot in between your hands, lower your back knee down. And step it back to downward facing dog. Look forwards, step your left foot forwards, lower your back knee down. And then back to downward facing dog. So that's the sequence. Keep it going. Stepping each foot forwards. Take a moment in your lunge. And then step it back. And as you start to get into a flow with this, you can begin to pick up the pace. As you start to feel a little bit more of coordination with each movement in and out. Good, let's add on to this. So now step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Left foot to outside of left hand and sink your hips down into Malasana. Take a moment here. And straighten your legs, find a wide-legged forward fold. Take a moment here. And send your hips back down, back into your Malasana. And then step it back to downward facing dog. So keep it going. Each time lead with a different foot. So this time it will be left steps forwards and right. Sit down in Malasana. Wide-legged forward fold. Back to Malasana, and then step it back, downward facing dog. So keep this going. You can start to pick up the pace as you get a little bit more familiar with the sequence. You should already start to feel this in your legs. I know mine definitely do. So move through this one more time. Finish a complete sequence. Good, and then back to downward facing dog. This time, step your right foot in between your hands. Lower the foot, lower your back knee down. Then let your knee track past your ankle so your hips can really start to sink down. You can rest your hands on your front thigh here. Gently press your thigh away. And so that you're still working in the pose, you're not just hanging out here. Start to press your back shin into the mat. So the legs are really pushing the floor away. At the same time, we send the hips down and forwards. So we're just holding this about 3 more breaths. So keep pressing into the floor. Last breath here. Good. Then pick up your hips, stack your knee over your ankle. Then lift your back foot and the left hand catches the foot. This can be a little challenging for the balance, so go slow. If you feel quite stable here, the right hand can also catch the foot. Start to draw the foot in towards the back of your glutes. And you'll just hold it here. Prioritize keeping your chest open so you're not rounding forwards. Keep your breath steady. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Then left hand keeps a hold of the foot. Right hand can rest on your knee. Start to lean forwards. Send the hips down and forwards and keep that foot drawing in. So we're just deepening this pose here. And this one can get really challenging, so remember to breathe through it. Your breath will definitely help you work through any discomfort here. Last breath here. On your exhale, release that back foot with control. So don't let it ping back, let it lower with control. And then lower your hands and edge your front foot forward so that you can straighten the leg. And you may find that you need to keep a slight bend in the knee. If that's the case, please do that. Prioritize flexing the foot, and that will start to activate the muscles in your leg. And hold it here, so drawing those toes towards your face. You can let your head and neck relax, so gaze down. Nice deep inhales. And smooth exhales. And one more breath here. Good. Keep your front leg as it is, but tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And you're just gonna hold this position here. So really press your front heel into the mat. Press the ball of your back foot into the mat. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower your back knee and your front foot closer to you, and step it back to downward facing dog. Nice. Second side, step your left foot forwards, lower your back knee down. Then let that knee track past that ankle so the hips can really sink down. Just like last time, you can rest your hands on your front thigh. Guide that thigh away from you. So you're just encouraging the hips to lower down. And remember to press your back shin into the mat. So the legs are really working here. We're not just passive in the pose. Two more breaths here. Good. Then bring your front knee over your ankle so your hips draw back slightly. Then right hand catches the back foot. Left hand can too if you feel steady. And draw your foot in towards your glutes. Hold it here. Keep your chest lifted. So you can take a nice big breath in. Exhale it out. Few more breaths here. Amazing. So right hand keeps a hold of the foot. Now left hand can rest on your knee. Let your hips sink down and forwards. Keep drawing that foot in close to the back of your glutes. Hold it steady. I know it's a lovely one. The further down and forwards we go. So one more breath here. With your exhale, release the foot with control. So don't let it ping back. Bring your hands to the mat, edge your front foot forward so that you can straighten your leg. And flexing the foot will hold this here. So really peel your toes towards your face. So the muscles in your legs switch on. Relax your chin towards your chest so you're gazing down. Good. Now, front leg stays as it is. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Hold it here. So you're really pressing the front heel down, pressing the ball of your back foot down to create more stability. Hold it steady. Really breathe. Good. Lower the back knee down, edge your front foot forwards towards you, and step back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs a few times here just to reset. Good. And now we're really looking to strengthen the legs here. So moving through a few quick drills. Downward facing dog, point your right foot, and then sweep the leg up and lower it down. So we're going 10 of these. You've got 9 more to go. Drive the leg high with power and lower down with control. So keep it going like this just a few more times. About 5 more to go. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep that leg in the air. Then sweep it out to the right side and sweep it all the way forwards. Plant your foot behind your right hand. Then fold over your front leg. So we're taking a pyramid fold here. Try to see if you can bring your belly towards your thighs. You keep your spine nice and long as you fold. Good. And bring your right hand, take a hold of your heel and find a bend in the front knee so it's a little easier to balance. Shift your weight into the front foot and then sweep your back leg up and lower it down with control. Again, you've got 10 of these to go, so 9 more. Really challenging your balance as well as building strength in that lifted leg. That's 5, we've got 5 more to go. On the last one, keep the leg in there and hold your standing splits. 5 breaths here. I know that leg is probably shaking now. Mine definitely is, so stay with me. We're in it together. Last breath here. And then lower that foot down, step it back to downward facing dog. Second side now. So pointing your left foot, sweep the leg up and down 10 times. So really lifting with power, lower with control. That's 5, 5 more to go. 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg in the air, sweep it out to the left side and then bring it all the way forwards. Plant your foot behind your left hand. Fold over your front leg. So just take a few moments to catch our breath. Slow things down as we press pause. Okay. Okay, bend your front knee, catch a hold of that ankle. And shift your weight forwards as you sweep your back leg up and down 10 times. So go slow as you may feel a little bit wobblier in this one. So that's 5 more to go. And with your last one, hold the leg in the air. Hold your standing splits for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that foot down, come back through the pyramid. Step it back to downward facing dog. Whew. My legs are definitely feeling this now. So take a moment to pedal them out, reset a few breaths. Good. And looking in between your hands, step your right foot forwards, lower your back knee down. And this time our lunge is extended, so bring your front foot forwards past your knee. And then focus on really pressing into the mat so you're not going to budge. And take your hands away. And the focus here is to try to stay upright. Let the legs do the work. Keep pressing your front heel down, your back shin down so you're stable. And we're just going to hold this here about 5 breaths. So keep pressing the floor away. It's also a great opportunity to steady your breath. Good. Okay, hands come down to the mat, straighten your front leg, and flex the foot, just like half splits before. Then, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and start to edge your back toes away from you. So you're coming down into this hovering splits position. Now, if this is your edge, stay here. If you feel that you can go a little bit deeper, start to edge that back foot even further down the mat. So you're lowering yourself down and hold it here. We've got 10 breaths here. And this can be really challenging, so stay with me. Keep breathing. Keep pressing the feet into the mat so you're using your muscles to create stability. And that's also how you can tell your body, most importantly your nervous system, that you are okay in the pose, that there's nothing to worry about. Okay, 3 more breaths. We're almost there. Okay, press your hands into the mat to lift your hips. And then bring your legs towards one another. And slowly step back to downward facing dog. You may need to go really slow after that last pose. Pedal out the legs a few times. One side is definitely going to feel very different. So let's balance you out. Step your left foot forwards, lower your back knee down. Then start shuffling that front foot even further forward so you find this extended lunge. And then from here, when you feel steady, take your hands away. And it can be really helpful to spread your toes wide so that you've got a bigger foundation to press the floor away. Okay, hold it here, 5 more breaths. Okay, good. Bring your fingertips down, straighten this front leg. So you're starting in your half splits. Then tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, start to edge your toes away from you. So you're finding this hovering splits position. Just like before, if this is your edge, stay here, no pressure to go further. If you do have the space, then start to edge your back knee, your back foot down to come into the full splits. And we're just going to hold this here, 10 breaths. So really dialing up your breath, keep pressing your legs, your feet into the mat, so you're using your strength to create stability. 3 more breaths to go. Amazing. Okay. Push your hands into the mat to lift yourself back up. Glide your legs in towards one another and step it back to downward facing dog. Let's just pedal out our legs here. Take a few moments to completely reset. Good. And looking in between your hands again, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee down. We'll find our lizard lunge. We're starting to slow down the practice a little bit more now, so you can expect to be here for a little longer time. So give yourself a chance to go deeper into the pose. There's no need to rush into it straight away. Work through progressively with your breath. So with each exhale, you may notice that more space becomes available. It may or it may not do. If it does, then you can start to lower yourself down towards the mat until you find a new edge. And then that edge may continue to move further away and more space becomes available. Okay, come back up onto your hands, slowly step back to downward facing dog. And then step your left foot to the outside of left hand, lower your back knee down into your lizard lunge. And again, give yourself plenty of time to move into this pose, so there's no need to go 0 to 100 straight away. Okay, if space becomes available, start moving into that space. Okay, then come back up onto your hands. This time I want you to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand and sink your hips down back into that Malasana squat. We're going to spend about 10 breaths here. So you can use your hands for stabilizers if you need it. If not, bring hands into prayer and gently press your arms against your inner thighs. So you're encouraging your legs to move outwards. So encouraging this external rotation through the hips. Good. Bring your fingertips to the mat, straighten your legs, come into a wide forward fold. You can paddle out your legs, shift your hips side to side to ease yourself into position. And then if you'd like to go deeper, you can either hold the big toes at the backs of your ankles and draw yourself in a little bit closer to the ground. So crown of the head is pointed down. Wonderful. Bring your hands down to the mat. Then you can come and sit down. Straighten your legs in front of you and flex your feet. And reaching both arms up, think of really lengthening your spine. Inhale here, reaching as tall as you can. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, start to reach your arms forward. So you're keeping this long line. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching until you go as far as you can. And then you can relax your arms down, bring your chin to your chest. And we find our forward fold. So instead of using your hands to pull yourself in closer to your feet, keep lengthening your spine. Keep hinging from your hips. See if you can use your strength to compress your belly against your thighs. It's much more of an active fold when we practice it this way. Good. Inhale, seat yourself back up. Then bend your knees and hug your arms around the backs of your legs. Then press your belly into your thighs. Try to keep that connection. That's your challenge now. Flex your feet and start to walk your feet away from you. And you're looking to keep your belly in connection as you eventually work towards straightening the legs all the way. So if at any point your belly is lifting, you've gone too far. So find where your edge is and stay there. And we'll take a few breaths here. So relax your chin into your chest. Keep pressing your belly into your thighs. Okay, then so you come out, edge your feet in close to you so you can rebend the legs. And then release. Place your hands behind you. And we'll finish up just by letting the knees knock side to side. As you do this, you can find a little twist. Okay, and you are done. Thank you so much for joining me for class. I hope it helped you work towards your splits, or at least to get a little bit closer. It was a pleasure guiding you. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.
All right, that was another good one. I enjoyed it. You can see my yoga strength is flexibility. I'm pretty flexible. So splits aren't that bad. You know, amazingly, you know, when she has you go into that where you're kind of hugging your knees and you really stretch out your back. I was actually surprised by that. My back feels great. It was a good workout. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got on your mat and you did it. And if you didn't, I hope that you will give it a try on your own time. I do, like I said, I went live on TikTok and on YouTube. For those of you that are on TikTok, if you follow me, I have the link to my YouTube, and I do publish the full live. So if you want to see it again, or you want to try on your own with me, on your own time, whenever it's convenient, not just early in the morning, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can actually see those. Or I had mentioned there are yogis that I follow. I do believe that yoga with Adriene is the best one that I've seen for beginners. Yoga with Cassandra, if you're going from beginner to intermediate, she's really good. And then Charlie Follows, who we're following today, is more intermediate to advanced. And then there's a guy, Travis Elliott, who is more intermediate to advanced, but his can be real intense. So those are the recommendations that I would give. There are other ones too. Or you can just come back tomorrow and do yoga with me again. Like I said, I'm here. I try to be here every single day. So Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Saturday, 6 a.m. Sunday, 5:45 a.m. Okay, well, this is a good practice. I really appreciated you guys joining me. I see some people shared my live. I see that there are likes to the live, so thank you very much. I don't know if anybody gave any gifts or anything like that, but if you did, oh yeah, it looks like I met my goal challenge. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, you guys don't have to do that, so I just want to let you know it warms my heart that you would be here, that you would help me in that kind of way. And, you know, more importantly, it's just your presence here and your support and helping me build a community of like-minded people that want to do good things for their body so that we can just be the best versions of ourselves each and every day. That's the most important thing to me. So with that said, I'm going to say so long to everybody, but I hope you guys will be back tomorrow. I will. Have a great day. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.